In the dusty heart of 1930s Kentucky, amidst the ruins of the Great Depression, a story was frying. This wasn't just any story. It was the saga of a man who failed at everything. Harlan Sanders, born in Indiana, was a sixth-grade dropout. He tried farming, he worked on steamboats, he faked his age to join the army, he was a blacksmith, an insurance salesman, and even a lawyer, a career that ended spectacularly in a courtroom brawl. By age 40, he was divorced, with a handful of kids, running a dusty Shell gas station and living off a meager pension. Life had dealt him 1,000 blows. But in his tiny roadside cafe, something magical was happening. Sanders was obsessed with chicken. He tinkered endlessly with his recipe, frying each piece to order. Then, in 1939, a spark. He bought a pressure cooker on credit, a risky $75 bet. Suddenly, the agonizing 35-minute skillet fry was slashed to just 8 explosive minutes. The juices were locked in, the skin achieved an earth-shattering crunch. By 1940, he had perfected his legendary blend of 11 secret herbs and spices. People started flocking to his cafe, now expanded to 142 seats, for what they called the best chicken in the South. In 1936, the governor of Kentucky, impressed by his culinary fame, bestowed upon him the honorary title of colonel. The iconic white suit and black string tie were born. One recipe was about to change everything. Then, disaster. In 1956, a brand new interstate highway bypassed his town completely. The once bustling cafe fell silent. Now 65 years old and deep in debt, Sanders auctioned off everything he owned. It looked like the end. But with a fire still burning in his eyes, he packed his beat-up car with a barrel of his secret spice blend and that trusty pressure cooker. He hit the road, a broke senior citizen with a wild idea, franchising his chicken. For just 4 cents per piece sold, he'd give restaurants his recipe. The first store that opened was in Salt Lake City, where a man named Pete Harmon took a chance. That first franchise, opened in 1952, was named Kentucky Fried Chicken. An artist sketched out the red and white logo, and the bucket of 14 pieces for $3.50 became an instant sensation. The slogan, "It's finger-licking good," stuck. The growth was explosive. By 1960, there were 200 KFC restaurants. By 1963, there were 600, making it the largest fast food chain in America, even toppling McDonald's burgers from their throne. The man who had failed 1,000 times was now the undisputed chicken king. But as he soared, shadows were already beginning to creep in. Triumph, it turned out, was a fragile thing. In 1964, feeling the strain of his massive empire, Colonel Sanders sold his company for $2 million. He kept a salary and a role as the brand's ambassador, but he lost control. The new owners were hungry for expansion, not quality. The number of restaurants ballooned, but the Colonel was horrified. He began publicly raging against the new KFC, famously declaring the gravy tasted like wallpaper paste. The chicken was soggy, the spices diluted. The empire he built was cracking. Ownership changed hands again and again, each new corporation more focused on profit than the Colonel's original vision. Then, in 1986, PepsiCo took over. They opened 2,000 new stores in just 5 years, pushing global sales to over $6 billion. But a storm was brewing. The health craze of the 90s hit hard. KFC's attempts at healthy grilled and skinless chicken were a spectacular failure. Customers revolted. They wanted the crunch, the grease, the flavor they had fallen in love with. Profits crashed. Then came the scandals, crashing down like tsunamis. In 2003, PETA launched a massive campaign exposing animal cruelty, sparking boycotts. In 2012, a crisis in China over antibiotics and expired meat caused sales to plummet, forcing hundreds of stores to close. In Australia, a salmonella outbreak linked to a salad put a young girl in a coma, resulting in an $8 million payout. And in 2018, the United Kingdom faced the Great Chicken Crisis. A new delivery contractor, DHL, failed spectacularly, leaving nearly 900 KFC restaurants completely without chicken for days. Shelves were bare, customers were furious, and sales took a massive hit. Meanwhile, in the US, a new rival, Chick-fil-A, surpassed KFC in sales with half the number of locations. Popeyes was dominating the boneless chicken game. The Chicken King was falling. It looked like the end of an era. But in the darkness, a strange thing happened. That disastrous chicken shortage in the UK, KFC responded not with excuses, but with humor. They took out full-page ads in newspapers with a picture of an empty bucket rearranged to spell FCK. It was a bold, honest, and hilarious apology. The public loved it. The ad went viral, and the brand's PR reach surged. It was the first sign of a comeback. The giant was learning to use humor and truth as its weapons. This sparked a massive recolonization. Sanders returned, not as a man, but as a series of charismatic actors in a new wave of advertisements. The menu got a much-needed revamp. Extra crispy chicken returned with a vengeance, joined by Nashville hot, spicy zinger burgers, and craveable hot wings. The restaurants themselves were remodeled into sleek, modern spaces with self-service kiosks and a laser focus on drive-through efficiency. The real lifeline, however, came from Asia. After the 2012 crisis, KFC didn't just recover in China, it exploded. With over 4,500 restaurants today, China is KFC's biggest market. They adapted, creating local hits like zinger porridge and salted egg chicken. In India, they introduced a wide range of vegetarian options. In Malaysia, they went fully halal. This global adaptation was working. In the first quarter of 2025 alone, KFC opened over 500 new locations worldwide, driving its parent company's sales up by 5%. Today, there are nearly 32,000 KFCs in 150 countries, making it the second largest fast food chain on the planet. From a dusty gas station in the Great Depression to a global empire, KFC's story is a mirror of its founders. It fell 1,000 times, battered by scandals, competition, and its own mistakes. But each time, it rose again, stronger and smarter. It learned that resilience, adaptation, and a good sense of humor can conquer all. The story of KFC proves one simple truth: giants fall, but the ones that learn from the fall are the ones that truly claim the throne. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories about the brands that shape our world.